Welcome to the Lessons Learned for Vets podcast page. My name is Norris, and I created this show for you. I want this show to serve as a source of advice and guidance as you navigate the military transition path. I want you to know that you're not alone with what you're going through, and I want you to know that there is only one right way to transition out of the military, and that is the way that you choose to do it. We're just here to help smooth the path ahead of you and advise you about any bumps in the road that you might come across. So if you enjoy this video, please give us a like, subscribe to our page, and I encourage you to go to your favorite podcast provider and listen to the full episode of this show. You can also visit our website at www.ll4forvets.com. I promise you will get some great information. Well, I am here with Saquonna Duncan to talk about her bonus question. If you haven't listened to her episode yet, by her own admission, she made a mistake or two in her military transition, and she learned a lot, and she has shared all of that with you on the full episode. But I wanted to talk to you, Saquonna, because you are a recruiter now. You're actually out looking for candidates, and you're leading the military recruiting initiative for your company. And so let's talk a little bit about kind of who you're working for and what kind of candidates you're looking for. And then we'll talk about some of the biggest issues you've found with military candidates.
Sure, I would love to. I always love to talk about recruiting. It's like become my favorite thing, which is why I was so glad that I got this opportunity. So I'm working with First Student, which is a subsidiary of First Group. And I started this contract in May, and they were looking for school bus drivers, which is, I did not realize was such a big task until I started recruiting for school bus drivers. And I didn't realize that there's a school bus shortage like nationwide. So it's one of those jobs where people are like, oh yeah, it seems like really cool. And then, but they're like, but I don't want to mess with those kids. So recruiting for that, I have seen a lot of things happen as far as things that I wish people would not do, things that I wish people would do. One big thing was being on time, even early for interviews and for events. That is the biggest thing. I have disqualified people just for being late to an interview. Not showing up for the interview is a big thing that I've seen, which I truly do not understand, but it happens. Things that are really good that I really, really, really wish people would do more of is be prepared for questions. Be prepared with questions about the company, about the job, about the daily life, the culture, how everybody gets along, ask about those things because you're going to be working with these people, your coworkers, your teammates, your managers for quite a while, good if it's good. So you need to know these things before you start, because once you start, it's as I said before in the episode, when you realize that you don't like it, yeah, you can quit, but that's a big deal. Like it's a big deal to quit. You can do it, but then it just creates a whole other issue where now you have to find another job while you're still working one job, because you probably got this job because you needed a check. So yes, and so I'm also now we are ramping up our military recruiting initiative with First Group. So myself and Jeremy Monahan, he's the lead, and I've been helping him because I have been very, very vocal about my interest in getting military members jobs. I still have my own initiative where I want to get 50 vets, 50 jobs by the end of this year. So I kind of lost count. I think I'm at 20. I'm at 20 now, but but I'm hoping to hit 50 by December 31st. So we've been working on some things. I've been hitting up military job fairs. I'm very vocal in the Vets to Industry group. I'm going to a military job fair tomorrow. And we just got certified by Virginia. The state of Virginia has a program, it's called V3, where it's employers who are certified by the state as military friendly, military, employers who want to hire military members. And Virginia, as you're probably aware of, is like a big state for military members. You have people who were stationed there and then they just stay there. So you got a lot of military retirees, you got a lot of, young military who are getting out. First student, first group, first transit is really trying to push towards hiring military members for all the positions that we have. Like we have corporate positions, we have mechanic positions. Myself, I'm looking for anyone with a CDL, which most states have a waiver that you can test out of having to take that awful test because you already have the experience doing it. If you've been driving big equipment in the Army or what have you, 88 mics looking for you. So we are really ramping it up, and I'm very excited about it because I really like to be. Even though I'm retired, I will never ever leave the military culture. Like it's just in me. My father is former Marine. Not former Marine. My father's a Marine. My stepfather is
Marine.
Always. My stepfather is a Marine. My uncle is former Air Force. I have a cousin who did the Army. So all we need now is Coast Guard and Space Force.
Yeah, you need a Coastie on your team.
We need a Coastie and Space Force, and we're around it. We'll have a whole team. Yes.
So give me like your top 3 tips for the job search process for someone who is looking for a job as they're transitioning out of the military.
Do not get discouraged when you're looking and you don't see what you like. Don't just go off the job description. Actually, don't just go off the job title. Read the job description. A lot of companies have the same job, but their name's like 3 different things. So don't just go off the job title, actually read the description. And then my third one is, that would be 3. Third one is, especially for women, because I've read this a lot and I do it myself. Just because you don't mark every block with all of your skills, still apply. Because a lot of those things in the job descriptions are wants. They're not needs. You have to look to see where it says preferred or priority or like required. There's a difference between required and preferred. Required is this is the basic minimum you need to have to do this job. Preferred is we would like you to have it, but if you don't have it, it's okay. So still apply. And even if you don't have all the required stuff, still apply because you may think you don't have it, but if you go into your mind bank of all the skills and you go looking at your skill set inventory that you've already done because you prepared yourself for your job search, then you will see that you probably do have that. It's just called something different. Yeah. So don't disqualify yourself. Let them disqualify you.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much for joining me both on the podcast and for the bonus question. Saquonna, have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much, Lori. It was great being here.
Hey, thank you for watching the video today. Have you subscribed to our channel yet? Did you leave us a comment? Have you listened to the full episode of the podcast on your favorite podcast provider? We sure would appreciate it if you would do all of these things to support us today.